Hey Zalivas, this is SUPERZOMGBBQ and I'm going to take this X-Wing and fly it directly straight into a TIE fighter after spawning. That is how we do things in Star Wars Battlefront. This is our second Star Wars Battlefront video. I've got myself a nice little headshot there from the distance. As you guys liked the first one, I know I didn't get the biggest amount of views in the world, but the feedback has genuinely been good. So I thought that I would do the second one, which I recorded, and see what kind of reaction I get from here. I give up eventually and end up getting almost completely screwed over by a TIE fighter from a distance. And I'm having to go after it. Got a little bit of a shot on the back there. You see a little flame come off the back. And I decide to get away from that firefight and walk straight into the path of an ATST. Now, this part is kind of confusing because I end up taking out the ATST. But immediately get faced with the sight of Darth Vader. As you can see there, I actually killed the guy. But unfortunately, he killed me as well. So it looks like he threw his lightsaber at me. Now that was very, very, very strange because I literally got run over by a TIE fighter but still exist. Which makes no sense. I'm going to turn on my ion cannon, it looks like, or like a supercharged cannon, and take out the ATST from the distance here. And end up getting taken completely out by the approaching TIE fighter again. The same guy, I believe, who was actually attacking me the first time. As you can see, whilst I did get myself an A-Wing, my fighter skills and flying skills are far better than they were beforehand. I actually know now how to lock onto things, which makes a big difference. Me taking down a TIE fighter there with absolute ease. Take a couple of routes in, see if I can take out a couple of people. End up completely failing, but I spent most of the time in this game in the air, which is a big difference compared to my last video and a few games I played at the beginning, where I spent literally about 5 seconds in the air and then crashed my ship, which doesn't help my team at all. I go after quite a few TIE fighters here. This is one of them who I actually end up going after, but someone in the distance actually ends up killing them first. So kind of like team play, if you could say that. We're going to go after another one that just decides to turn around here. Same situation. I end up doing loads of damage, and it then blows up from attacks from other people. Another TIE fighter appears here. We start to take him out, but then realise that the walkers, the AT-ATs, need attention, or my laser's blowing them the fuck up.
Uplink activated. Watch for Imperial counterattack.
Now, having set up that shield, I managed to come out of that straight away and go into a path of a couple of stormtroopers, taking out one here and a second one in a moment, which you will see. Now this gives me a big advantage, and this is part, I think, the point in the game where I realised literally the aim really doesn't matter. You don't really have to be aiming all the time to be able to get a decent shot, only if you're from a long distance. I end up jumping in, killing one more person here who goes in to remove our uplink center, and end up getting almost getting it back before I'm killed by a ATST from a distance. Here is Darth Vader, our first sight of one of the heroes of this game. You've already seen Luke Skywalker and me killing Luke Skywalker. Wasn't so lucky with Darth Vader this time, unfortunately, because someone was in the distance with a psycho rifle who ended up taking me out quite easily. There we go. So that guy obviously didn't want me to kill him. Yeah, I don't know how I got that headshot either. But as we move along, we're going to find another person wandering around in the wastelands to the left-hand side of the map for the rebels, or the right-hand side to the map for Imperials. And another this rebel shows up, who ends up getting taken out again in the air, so just air shots everywhere. And whilst here, Darth Vader is gripping that next person. This is basically a cluster of kills, pretty much a kill streak going on. So we got another kill there. Whilst Darth Vader was gripping him, I shot the other guy to his death. Almost got a couple of kills at this point, but completely missed the aim. So eventually managed to get that guy dead. And a couple people in the distance then do show up. But I'm going to skip that part and move to this bit where I eventually, after several shots, kill the person at the floor there whilst Darth Vader tries to get back out of base. This part wasn't entirely successful. As you can see, it took me ages to kill this one guy here. In fact, it was almost impossible to kill him. I think he actually ended up dying from someone else's bullets. And I eventually managed to get this guy killed. My long range aim wasn't amazing. It was pure the fact that he was standing still that made all the difference. Random A-wing collision. I love some of the crashes in this game, especially ones where you've been blown up in the air. You sometimes go down at crazy angles. Talking about in the air and flying, I now find myself a TIE fighter, which I'm going to go and use, hopefully to our advantage, to take out a couple of rebel ships. These guys are actually attacking the AT-ATs, so I need to go after it. Now somehow avoids my first proton missile, which really doesn't help. But I do manage to do a little bit of damage here. And, well, basically the rest of this time, I'm pretty much just following this guy around. He literally just keeps avoiding me and my partner's fire. Every time we launch a missile, he avoids it. You'll see here, it kind of just goes around him and just doesn't go into him, which is starting to get really frustrating. Missile becomes available, launched, and as you'll see, boom, dead. So it took two. Got the third, no problems whatsoever. Now I find myself now in an AT-ST, killing people on top of the AT-AT, which is a little bit crazy. But I don't really find my time in this vehicle all that long. This is the first time I'd actually controlled it. So for me, just being inside it was just an experience enough. I then find myself in a very difficult position where pretty much all of the rebels end up start firing on me. I get hit by a rocket and that's me pretty much done. I'm pretty sure I actually got killed by, yeah, some of it in a distance of a cycler rifle, which is pretty embarrassing. Another couple of additional fire shots. We are going to kill some additional people here. And that's going to be it. Thank you so much for watching. We are going to get the victory here and now. And thankfully, that was pretty comfortable. And my best result today on the multiplayer leaderboards. Again, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more Battlefront content. And of course, most importantly guys, Zolieve!